Mrs. Wisenhunt texted me telling me that she was going to retire, and I knew I was immediately interested. I had subbed in here quite a bit and had really enjoyed the atmosphere of the library, and so it's just a combination of my love for working with middle schoolers and high schoolers and my love for reading and books in general. Working with the students is really my favorite part about the job. I love to help people, in particular, choose books. I would never get tired of doing that. And then also my next favorite part would be the lunch bunch. That's when I read to middle schoolers, and we are reading a really fun book right now, and we read every day over their lunch hour, and it's just a highlight of the day. I love seeing my kids during the day. I love seeing them. I love seeing their friends and how they interact with each other. That's all been really positive so far. Initially, the most challenging part of the job was the tech. I am just not that great with computers, and I still am not that great, but I've come a long way in a month, and now probably the biggest challenge would be figuring out what books to purchase for the library and figuring out what books are right for our library here in Hillsborough. I've kept a lot of the library the same. Mrs. Wisenhunt did a wonderful job of decorating and creating a friendly and fun atmosphere, and I knew I wanted to keep almost everything like that the same. I changed a couple of things. I put up a tree made out of paper, and we've created a little fireplace area, but in general, it looks very much the same. I have always loved to read. In elementary school, it was probably about in third grade when I really fell in love with it, when I started reading Nancy Drew books, and just one after the other in that series, and I have been a reader ever since. It's really hard to choose a favorite book. So I have always allowed myself to have a favorite book per decade of my life. So when I was younger, it would have been the Nancy Drew books, and then when I was a teenager, I really fell in love with Thomas Hardy's books. And one of my favorites, or my all-time favorite of his, would be Tess of the D'Urbervilles. And then in my 20s, I really loved the book Blue Like Jazz by Donald Miller. And then, I have both of those here. And then in my 30s, I loved Tattoos on the Heart by Gregory Boyle. And then my favorite book of my 40s, the decade I'm in now, would be I Guess I Haven't Learned That Yet by Shauna Niequist.